In this video, we're talking about Starlink satellite internet. We'll show you satellite hardware purchase options, subscription options, how to activate it, and our install, including a trick for mounting the satellite receiver on a camper van, which gives flexibility and eliminates the need to drill any mounting holes. So stay tuned for that. Welcome to the channel, everyone. This is video 5 in the build series where we're building out a Mercedes Sprinter 170 extended camper van. Today we're getting into Starlink. So first things first, let's look at hardware options. If you go to the Starlink website, you'll see a few options. We'll go into the Roam since we're not installing this on a fixed building. If you click into specifications, there are several options here. The Mini is interesting. It's smaller, of course, says it fits in a backpack, and most interesting, says it runs on 12 volts. So it could be a good option depending on your needs. I'll probably look into this for next time, but for this van, I purchased the flat, high-performance Starlink Kit with wedge mount. So this receiver is best for mounting on the van. It lays flat for the most part. It has snow melt capability, which I didn't know was a thing until I bought this, and can be used while in motion up to 100 miles an hour, unlike some of the other satellite options. The hardware comes with what Starlink calls a wedge mount. You can see it here. It's angled and gets installed so the wind as you're traveling pushes down on the satellite. The other items in the box are the power supply, the Wi-Fi router, and the cables needed to hook it all up. Okay, now for the install. Here's what you'll need: a drill with a few different bits, jigsaw, screwdrivers, a few wrenches, paint, painter's tape, a plastic bag, a file, a pencil, Loctite, and a tape measure. There are 3 steps to the install. Number 1, mounting the satellite. Number 2, running the wiring. And number 3, mounting the indoor hardware, which is the power supply and the router. For mounting the satellite, we chose to use these disc magnets instead of drilling through the van roof. So I've seen this done before and it worked out well. So I want to create as few holes in the van panels, and especially the roof, as possible. So first, connect the magnets to the wedge. These are 100-pound magnets each with a rubber coating on it so it doesn't scratch the paint, and a bolt to secure them to the mount. Then connect the wedge to the satellite. Be sure to use thread sealant here or thread locker. Some is provided with the kit. Now move over to the van. I put the AC template in place temporarily to make sure I knew exactly where it was going so I could space things out well. The air conditioner will be installed up front, and then the satellite further back, and the wires will come through the van in between the two. And I put cardboard under the satellite for now, as these magnets are crazy strong and it's really difficult to get them off once stuck down. Now for the next part, you do have to do some cutting to get the cables through the van roof. For this, I used the ScanStrut DS Multi Cable Pass-Through. This is a piece of rubber in the middle that allows you to drill one hole or several holes in it of varying sizes to pass through multiple cables, and provides a watertight seal around them all. So first, lay it out so the cable pass-through isn't too close to the air conditioner and is centered between the ribs inside the van. Now mark with a pencil where you'll cut, drill a few pilot holes to start. Now drill them out larger so you can get the jigsaw blade in and cut the oval hole. Tape around the area so the saw doesn't scratch the paint, and cut the hole. File off any rough edges. You don't want the wires coming through to rub sharp metal and short to the van body. The first part of the DS Multi that goes onto the van roof is an adhesive ring. So clean the surface with alcohol to make sure there's no dirt or grease there, so this will stick. Now paint the raw metal edges to prevent future rust. I did this from the outside and the inside of the van as well to make sure I got all the bare metal. Now peel off the adhesive backing and put the first gasket on. Once that's stuck down, drill the 4 holes that will secure that piece down permanently, and then put the screws in. Now the next part I had to do several times. You have to take this rubber piece, which is called a bung, and drill a hole in it that the wire will pass through. I tried several attempts at this, several failed. I finished assembling the DS multi, did the leak test, and it leaked pretty badly. The hole I drilled was jagged and possibly not the right size, so it allowed the water to drip through. So I was able to order several more of these rubber bungs from Scanstrut. They're very kind and just sent me a few extra. There are a couple of keys I would say to make this work. So first, heat is your enemy. So put the bung and the drill bit in the freezer overnight. The colder these things are during the drilling process, the better. And then second, use the hollow circular drill bit that came with the Starlink install kit. It's made to slice right through the rubber bung smoothly. Okay, so once that's done, you're ready to install the cable. So as you see here, just insert the cable through the hole in the bung and leave enough up top to ensure it can reach where you want to put the satellite. And then put the top part over it and screw that down. And basically, the top part is made in a way that when tightened down, it will compress that rubber piece around the cable and create a watertight seal. This is nice as it's made to not need sealant, so you can take it apart and add additional cables at any time. The next thing I did was install the safety cable, right? Just in case the magnets get weak over time or something else happens, this safety cable will keep the satellite from, flying off the van. To do this, I use the factory mounting locations for the roof rails, just one of them. These holes are put in at the factory and then plugged with a kind of rubber, so heat with a heat gun and the rubber can be easily removed. I then put an eye bolt through the hole with a few washers to give me something to secure the safety cable to. And I use butyl tape for waterproofing and top that off with some Loctite PL marine sealant, which is crazy strong. And here's what it looks like when all said and done. Now that the satellite's mounted, wires running into the van, it's time to mount the hardware inside. This is pretty simple. You just need to pick a spot and have somewhere to plug these in. And these do run on household 110 volt, so you'll need a standard outlet available. I put these mounted inside an appliance cabinet that I was building. You can't really see it here since just the cabinet framing is in place, but there will be wood panels covering these up. For the service or data plans, there are, again, a few different groups of plans, one for residential, one for roaming, and then one for marine. So the residential is for fixed locations, the marine works when on the water, of course, and then the roaming plan works for moving on land, right? They call this In Motion, and this is the plan we went with. There's a 50 GB plan and an unlimited data plan to choose from, right? So pricing and details can be found on the Starlink website. And it's important to note here that these plans are billed monthly and you can pause them, which is really nice, right? Meaning, you can pay and use these plans only for the months you plan to use the Campervan. This is a pretty big deal if you just use your Campervan a few months out of the year, or even 6 months out of the year, right? Or just want satellite internet for trips that are outside of cellular coverage. So the activation was pretty straightforward. Just download the Starlink app, create an account, give Starlink your credit card, and you're pretty much good to go. You do need to have the van and the satellite in an open space where it can easily see and communicate with several satellites for the activation. And that's it. Starlink is installed and ready to use. Let me know what you think on the install approach and if you've done something similar or different and how it worked out. Would love to hear about it. Also, let me know if you've used the Starlink Mini. I'm curious to hear about that. And as always, let me know if you have any questions, and like and subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.